So I just wanted to make a quick devlog. So I was just playing around with CSS, practicing the fundamentals, just playing around with things. And one thing that would happen was I needed to, like this hover effect. I wanted this hover effect on each one of these, but I did not want to have to put a class on each one of these because just imagine there was like it's like I don't know 50 of these, and for some reason I didn't have a class on them. Um, and in this case, I didn't have a class on any of these because I didn't know where I was going with it. I was just playing around with things. So I ended up with, I think this is like 12 different books, and none of them had classes on it. So they didn't have classes on it, meaning that I would have to put a class on each individual one, and I didn't know how to do that at first. And I don't know if there's even an easier way, but the way that I came up with, the solution I came up with, was I was using JavaScript. So I put my script tag there, and what I did was I used JavaScript. So I used the query selector to get the book container. So the book container was had all of the books in it, the book covers in them. So once I got the book covers in there, I console.log actually first, console.log books, and let me pull that up. Once I did that, I seen this here and I dug into it and saw that it had this attribute or property. Which one was it? Children. I think it was, yeah, it was children. So inside of children had everything that was in there, and it didn't have a class at first. So I was like, okay, if I have access to this, I'm able to add a class to each one of them if I iterate over them. So that's exactly what I did using JavaScript. So I just did a simple for loop, set it at 0, and got the children's length and I++, so that gave me everyone starting at 0 up to the amount that was in there. And then I was able to get books.children, and that gave me access to each individual one that was in that property, all the children in there. Do a class list, add hover effect, and even though there's no hover effect here, I added the style here, hover effect, and did a hover. I was able to do it through JavaScript. So if you inspect this here, you see that it still has the hover effect now.